Hello, everyone. We all have things that bother us, whether you squeeze the toothpaste from the bottom or the top. One of my things that bother me to no end are door dings on the car because people are irresponsible about opening their doors. It so bothers me to get those little dings on the side of the car that it has moved me to action. I park a long ways away from all the other cars, and sure enough, I'll park 15 spots away from any other cars, and I come out of the store and there's someone parked really close right next to me, and I'm like, come on, everybody. That's not the kind of bother. There's things that we see in our world, injustices, things that shouldn't be as they are, that bother us. And the reason there's specific things that bother you, it has to do with how God has gifted you. And He gifts each of us with certain spiritual gifts and personality traits. And those are found not only in what we're good at and what we do and our gifts and passions, but also in the things that bother us. And we are moved to action to do something about what we know shouldn't be happening, or things that aren't happening that we know should be happening. The greatest ministries that have impacted more people, like the Good Samaritan, he was bothered by what happened to that man laying on the side of the road, and so he moved to action and took care of that man. The Bible tells us in the story of Esther, when she talked to her relative Mordecai and found out that Haman had this diabolical plan to kill the Jews, to slaughter them and wipe out their existence in the empire, she was moved to action. And she began fasting and praying and motivated others to join with her to do something about that very thing. There are things that bother you and bother me, but are we moving to action? Isaiah chapter 58, verses 6 through 12 gives 10 promises for those that by God's grace are moved to action to do something about things that shouldn't be so in our life. And basically, you could summarize it that if we're in a position to be generous, to do something for somebody that can't do it for themselves, God promises 10 things. And the last promise of that is that we will be the repairer of the broken down walls. There's a lot of things broken in our society, but God promises to bless those that step into the gap and do something about it. So what bothers you today? Are you moved to action? Because if you are, God will bless you for doing something about it.